Time now for weather with Nebraska Extension Ag Climatologist and Market Journal Chief Meteorologist Al Dutcher. Al, it was a good beginning to the week, but we're seeing some changes in the weather. What can you tell us?
Well, Troy, we can't complain about most of the weather we had here the vast majority of this past week with these nice warm temperatures, but you knew sooner or later this had to give way, and we talked about it last week. There was a potential for a big storm to move into the central United States. Exactly what is occurring, and the models had a very, very good handle on this system, actually. The first piece of energy moved through on Wednesday. That caught into the northern stream and left the bottom of that trough basically cut off in the southwest, and that's the low we're going to be dealing with. But we've seen a lot of high winds as that front comes through, and we've seen some fairly significant accumulating snows up in the northwestern panhandle, and that extended all the way into portions of north central Nebraska. Reports anywhere from 2 to 6 inches was very common. South of there, of course, the high winds, we've seen some fires break out, and we had some wind damage and power line outages. But overall, compared to what we're going to face here for the next few days, those are very calm conditions. So let's get a look at the upper air models and see what we can expect as we go through this next 7-day period. First thing I'll draw your attention to is here's that large upper air low. It's starting to pivot that energy around. So the precipitation is already breaking out in western Nebraska, and expect that only increases a day progresses, and we'll see that spread toward the east as powerful low pressure sits up over the Texas Panhandle. Very slow moving system with it cut off, and that's going to bring a lot of moisture up and wrap it around up against the Rocky Mountains, and we're looking at some significant snowfall. By the time we get into tomorrow morning, that low pressure system hasn't really moved that far to the east. The low pressure is still sitting over the Texas Panhandle, maybe 60, 70 miles. So we're going to see this long fetch of moisture wrapping around. Very moderate to heavy rainfall possible with scattered thunderstorms also in eastern Nebraska. Significant snowfall accumulations, and we're talking anywhere from 12 to 30 inches depending on where you are in the panhandle. By the time we get to Monday, this low pressure system itself starts to move off into southern Missouri. We still get that wraparound moisture, and that snow starts to spread into northeast Nebraska, and possibly we'll see some of that fill in across southeast Nebraska as the main upper air low tries to push by the region. By Tuesday, we get the cooler air sagging into the region. It looks like we should see an end of the precipitation if the models are correct. Low pressure will line up in Texas with that troughing pattern. We'll see some scattered precipitation around the region, but nothing significant. By the time we get to Wednesday, there'll be another piece of energy moving down the northwest flow that'll merge in with this trough, giving the potential for significant moisture in the central and eastern Corn Belt, and potentially leaving a little bit here in eastern Nebraska as we see some energy come down the backside. We see this little bit of accumulating snowfall across southeast Nebraska. By the time we get to Thursday, we start to see the ridge trying to build in somewhat. We'll start to see a moderation of temperatures, although that could be compromised in western Nebraska with the snowpack. But overall, it looks like we'll start to dry conditions out in the central United States with high pressure firmly in control. As the main activity of the storm system moves well off into the eastern United States, very significant moisture at that. And then Friday, another piece of weak energy moves down the backside of this upper trough over the east. That gives us a shot of some light precipitation across eastern Nebraska. That's at this point in time, looks like the best possibilities will be across northeastern Nebraska, less as you get to the southeast. We go farther out into this scale. Next Thursday to the following Tuesday, notice this below normal temperatures over the central Rockies. A lot of that's with the snowpack, but again, we'll have another trough coming in the western United States that might induce some storm activity toward the end of the month, even though the GFS model and all the other models are showing drier than normal conditions. About the 23rd, another storm system looks like it's going to make its way into the central United States. So overall, if you're going west this weekend, forget about it. But overall, this is a big event and a lot of welcome precipitation for western Nebraska.